Okay, so a dissertation can be intimidating, but just think of it as a really long research paper. And so a dissertation is something that has to be original research conducted by you. So, how to get through dissertation, I would say find something that's absolutely fascinating or thrilling to you, that you absolutely want to investigate and discover, whatever it is. That you're going to go on site, you're going to uncover data, you're going to solve the mystery. You can do archival data, meaning data that already exists, and you're going to rerun it and look for new information. It's just a really long research paper, but it has to be original research. So a new idea, something uncovered by you. And so I originally wanted to understand what types of people murder their partners, and I was going to get archival data from the prison, and that I would have had to fly there and go through all this data. And I pursued a lot of different avenues that didn't actually work out because time, money, resources. I ended up doing my own study, my own participants who had been attempted to be murdered by their partners. And so it was a phenomenological study. And I only had 5 participants because it's hard to find people that are, almost strangled to death and left for dead. Not a lot of people out there. And it took a lot of layers. It took like 10 doctors on a board to approve this study. Anyways, it took me years to get through, but the point is just get on with your topic sooner in your program and get through it, and it's just a process. But if in the end, if you really think about it, it's just a long research paper, and it doesn't have to be life-changing. It doesn't have to be published in a great art, magazine. Just get through it. By the time I was trying to graduate, I just clicked submit just so I could get my doctorate degree, because you could go on and on and on trying to add things or make it better, but at the end of the day, just complete your dissertation. And I'll tell you why. So one of my mentors had her doctorate in psychology, and her husband had an ABD, and I did not know what that meant. And she said, it means all but dissertation. And she said her husband had got his doctorate but never finished his dissertation. So he actually never has a doctorate. So you actually never get a diploma. So you actually can never call yourself a doctor. You actually never graduate if you don't finish that one thing. And then I found out tons of people were in that place. They left school, they had good intentions to finish that journey. And of course, life happens. And so they're ABD. And so I vowed to never be that. I actually know lots of people in the programs in the grades ahead of me that actually just never completed their dissertation, and they never got licensed, never could move on. And so don't let that happen to you. Don't let it be such a hurdle that you mentally can't get through it. At the end of the day, it's a really long research paper. And now that I went through it, I can make it sound a lot easier, but it's just one of those things. Start early, find a topic that's really interesting so it can captivate your attention. And then in the end, I had to present my research findings to a panel of doctors, and then they grill you for hours and you have to defend. You got to know what you're talking about. And then they go confer at the end and decide whether you passed or not. And then that is the day you can be officially called a doctor. They come back in the room and they're like, you passed. Congratulations, Dr. Anderson. And then that's the moment you're like, okay, it's over. And then I went in my car and cried. So that'll happen for you too.